Got you. Yo, what's up guys? Joe here. Hope all is well. Welcome back to another full PC build guide. Today we're working with a $1,500 budget. Today's build's gonna rock a sick white color theme, and we're going with all AMD components, means AMD GPU, AMD CPU. So the graphics card for this build here today is the very competitive RX 7800 XT in the white colorway. Beautiful, powerful graphics card we have on our hands. The highlight of this card is that it competes with an RTX 4070 by NVIDIA, but yet this comes in a whole $100 cheaper. It also has more VRAM, 16 gigabytes, versus the 4070's 12 gigs. Anyways, we have ourselves a really good build here today. For $1,500, you're gonna get a lot of value. So how do the build guides go down? We break this video into 3 parts. First, we're gonna go over all the parts and their prices, why we picked them. Second, we're gonna jump into the build guide. I don't care if you've never built a PC before. By the end of this video, you will know how to, and you will have the confidence to do it. Beginner's guide here. I'm gonna be with you guys every step of the way, start to finish. I got you. And third, we have fun. We're gonna put this build to the test against all current popular titles and esport titles. It's gonna be awesome. We're gonna frag it up. I always love putting the builds to the test. It's gonna be lots of fun, so make sure you stay tuned till the end to find out how this build performs. All right, guys, before we jump into it, I wanna mention that here on the channel, we've covered a bunch of different price points for the build guides. So if your budget is a little higher or a little lower, be sure to check out the previous build guides on the channel. All the parts used for this build will be linked in the video description. Let's jump into it. First, the graphics card we were talking about earlier, let's open it up. And as I said, they go for 500 bucks. That's as low as you can get it right now on Amazon. Don't need this, but look at this card. Oh yeah. Voila, it's a huge boy right here. 3 fans, all white, nice backplate, looks sick. First impressions, very cool looking card. Nice, guys. And for the ports, oh wow, they're getting fancy on us. Even the protectors are to the color theme. This card's gonna be rocking 2 display ports and 2 HDMI ports. Let's get this protective film off. With this, for the benchmarks in today's video, guys, we're going to be targeting, once again, 1440p resolution, and we wanna try to hit 240 FPS in most of the games we're gonna be testing. And this will get the job done. So now let's go over the CPU that we chose. Guys, CPUs are not the most exciting part of your computer, but when it comes to this CPU, this is on par with the graphics card because it's an AMD Ryzen 7 7800X 3D. Woo! Back at it with the 3D CPUs, but this is the 7000 series, which means it's more awesome and more powerful. And let's not forget, more expensive. We picked it up for the price that you see on the screen. Let's open this guy up. This is my first time using a 7000 series 3D AMD CPU. Why do we love these CPUs so much? Well, because they're super good for gaming. And when I mean super good, I mean that this is going to assist any graphics card that you put with it so well, as in your graphics card's gonna be running at 99% utilization. So that covers our CPU. The motherboard, right? We're getting a little groovy with the board too. Got ourselves a nice little GIGABYTE line of motherboards. It's called AORUS. We're rocking the B650 chipset. This is the AORUS Elite XT. This board's in the ATX form factor, and very nice. Look at this. It's just a clean looking stealth black colorway board. It looks sick. Look at the ports. Ports are good too. We have built-in Wi-Fi, as you can tell by our antennas. Tons of USB ports. This is a good board, guys. Really good board. We're gonna want to get Wi-Fi antenna if you're gonna be using Wi-Fi. This little tool right here, maybe we'll need these 2 screws, so I'll just get them out for now. Now, we're using 1 terabyte of trusty WD Blue M.2 SSD. We always use these. They're speedy, they're reliable, they're a good price. For the RAM, we're using a CORSAIR Vengeance RGB kit, DDR5 of course, 32 gigabytes at 6000 megahertz. Good amount of RAM we got here, and it's speedy. These sticks do light up and they're clean. And we almost forgot what's gonna cool our little AMD 3D CPU, and that is this right here. We have ourselves a DeepCool heatsink, the AK500WH high performance CPU cooler. Let's get it open. Nice. It looks beefy, which is what we need for our 3D CPU. Look at this bad boy right here. That's a thick boy. Just look at the design of the heatsink. From the front, this is what we're gonna see. It's just a really clean design. You know, this is a sexy heatsink. And now for the juice, this is a Thermaltake power supply. 750 watts, bronze rated, good price. Gonna supply all the power we need. And here it is, guys. This is the Smart BX1 750. Power cable right here. And now, what's gonna house these lovely components is an Antec case. This is their DF700 Flux in the white colorway. Let's get this guy open. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 fans in this case. I like it. I like it a lot. What do you guys think of this? Look at these fans right here. High quality. A bunch of openings here. This is all open. You can even see the fan. So a lot of good airflow, 3 fans. It's a good amount of ports. It has a button up here too that controls the lighting of the fans. But yeah, here's the case, guys. This case is a good price for what it offers. It looks cool. Good airflow. A lot of pre-installed fans. And yeah. So that wraps up our essential parts list, which cost just under $1,500. So we didn't even go over budget. We did good there. Now we're gonna go over the second list, which is totally optional. You do not need these parts. This is simply for aesthetics. Custom sleeve power supply cables in the white colorway, our brand Crater. All these do is these connect to the original power cable, and then this is then what's on display in the front of our case here. And it's what makes our build just look really clean looking, real dope with these right here versus, you know, these stock cables right here. Not so pretty. Next, our Crater RGB LED strip kit. Our fans in this case do light up, but we still want even more light. So I'm always throwing strips in pretty much every build. Comes with 2 strips, strong magnetic attachments, and the cables we need. Next, all our builds have to have some character. Boom, we got the Hello Kitty X Team USA Funko Pop here. Hello Kitty surfing. Why I picked this one, I don't know the answer either. So she matches our color theme. She's what? She's on a surfboard. More on this later, but I promise you it's gonna look amazing. You know, look at it and be like, wow. All right, guys, that's it. All parts linked in the video description. Now we're gonna jump into the build guide. Let's do it. First, we're gonna be working with our motherboard. Now, first you put in the CPU. We wanna go ahead and lift the lever to the side and then all the way up. We also wanna lift this up, and now we're gonna reveal our CPU socket. Now, if we take a look at our 7800X3D, there's a golden arrow on the top left side of it. If we take a closer look at our CPU socket, there's also an arrow on the top left side of the CPU socket. So you guys guessed it, we line up arrow to arrow, and that's how you know we're putting it in facing where it's supposed to be facing. So hover it over and drop it in. There we go. Okay, so now we put this down and we return the lever to the original position. We put it all the way down. You will feel resistance. That is normal. You're not breaking anything. And tuck it in right there where it was. This thing will come undone a bit or all the way. But yeah, that's it. Just take it out. Cool, CPU's in. Now we need to install our sexy heatsink. Now what we need to do first is, so you will have this, and here's the included thermal paste. We're using AMD here, so we don't need this Intel backplate. They gave us a screwdriver, so that's cool. I already have them, but I mean, we all have one. So we have 2 of these bags. These are the mounts. We're gonna be using the ones that just have a circle, not the ones where it's wide, the circle one. This is for AMD. So what we're gathering here is our mount, our thumb screws, the thermal paste, screwdriver, why not, that it gave us, and the heatsink. First thing we want to do is we want to unscrew these 4 screws right here. Now we can remove these. We do not need them. So let's go ahead and open this bag. We'll put our mounts right here for now. And we have 4 of these. The black part goes down. We're going to screw it into these 4 points. Cool. Next, we're going to put our first little mount right there and our second one. Just like that. Time for our thumb screws, and then we screw it in. So make sure you get them nice and snug. I'm gonna go ahead and tighten it more with the screwdriver. I'm gonna keep turning till it stops. Don't force it once the screwdriver stops. We don't wanna like over tighten it. So there we go. Just putting it in and turning till it stops. Good. Now what we wanna do is remove the fan from the heatsink for now by pulling up on this metal piece. And then the other side, okay. Let's get that to the side. There we go. We took the fan off to reveal this. Go ahead and make sure you take off the protective film from the back of the heatsink. And now what we need to do is apply a pea-sized amount of thermal paste in the middle of the CPU. So remove the cap and put a pea-sized amount in the middle. There we go. Here's a closer look. Now we are ready to secure our heatsink. So we're going to line up our 2 screws with the 2 points. Now remember, when putting on the heatsink, it has a little logo here. We want this on the bottom right side of the board. That's how we're lining this up. Now first, we're going to remove this right here, and we have an opening that reaches down to this screw. So put this through, and that's how we're gonna be securing that one. So this is on the left side of the heatsink, right? And we want it to be on the left side of our board. That is the proper placement, guys. Here we go. Be setting it down. I'm gonna look right here, make sure I have them lined up, and then just set it down. And there we go. It's lined up. Easy. I'll go ahead and use our included screwdriver. And I'm first gonna secure this one a little bit. Not all the way, I just want it to attach. There we go, I got it to attach. Now I'm gonna get this one to attach. Putting the screwdriver through here and finding it, got it lined up. I could just see it through here, easy. Let me show you guys. You can easily see and line up the screwdriver right here. So now that I have it, now let's get this one attached. and this one is now attached. Cool. So the reason we just want to attach it first a little bit is because if you overdo one side, then it's going to be hard to do the other side. It's going to be like pushing up. The other side's going to be too lifted. It's going to be hard to screw it. All right, I'm going to use my screwdriver. Now back to the other side, evenly tightening it down. Give this one a few turns. Cool. Let's go to the other one. Give this one a few turns. All right, and we'll finish this one off. Just gonna keep turning till my screwdriver stops. There we go, it stopped. It has a safety so you don't like over tighten it. There, that's good. And I'm gonna turn the other one till it stops. Okay, done. Very nice looking heatsink. It looks dope. Now let's put the fan back on. I'm gonna take off this little metal tie off the fan cord. All right, get that out of there. And the cord going to connect on the top of the motherboard. So I'm gonna have the cord over here and we're gonna reattach the fan. Same way we took it off. See how right there, goes right into there. And now for the other side, simply just pull up on the metal, get it to tuck in there. There, fan's on. Now let's put the cover back onto the top, just like that. Now the final step is to connect the fan of the heatsink to the CPU fan header on top of the board. It's labeled and it's great. Done. That was a pretty straightforward installation. Next, guys, we're going to install our RAM, and that goes right here. First thing we want to do is we're going to pull back the levers on the second slot and the fourth slot of our RAM slots. Our RAM has some protective film. I'm going to get that off. The Vengeance logo. Okay, so we're putting our RAM sticks in the second and fourth slot because we want the RAM to run in dual channel mode. When putting in our RAM, we're going to line up where it's not indented to where it is indented right here on the RAM slot. So the Corsair Vengeance is going to be on our right side of the board facing us. Once you get it in, we push down with both thumbs equal force. Both of these clips are gonna clip up. We do the same thing for our second stick. Get it into place. Push down both thumbs, equal force. And that clips up. And there we go. It's as simple as that. Our RAM is installed. Cool. Next, guys, is our M.2 SSD. 1 terabyte. Get it open. And it's this little guy right here. Now we need ourselves a smaller screwdriver, 0. And this is the M.2 SSD heatsink. We want to unscrew it to reveal where we're gonna put our SSD. So our M.2, we will want to put it into the little slot right there. Go into that, just like that, push it in. Now it's gonna fall down onto this. I'm gonna push this up with my nail. There we go, this thing comes up. So it looks like this, guys. Once we lifted that up, falls right in, and then push that thing down, and it holds it into place. Now before installing our M.2 heatsink, we wanna remove the protective film and screw it back up. Done. M.2 installed. All right, guys, so now we're ready to put our motherboard inside our case. Let's get the panels off. In the back side of the case, down here in the hard drive cage, we're gonna find all our accessories that we need, all the screws. Here they are. We'll set that to the side for now. So when putting any motherboard inside your case, you wanna first make sure that all the motherboard standoffs are in the appropriate position to support your motherboard. So our motherboard is ATX form factor. It has 9 total points. So 3 on the top, 3 in the middle, and 3 on the bottom. And with this case, we don't need to change the layout of the standoffs because they're already where they need to be, ATX form factor. So we're ready to get our motherboard in there already. Let's lay the case down. So let's go ahead and get our motherboard in there. And the first thing that we want to do is line up the IO shield back here. So as we can see, we just want this to get into place just like that. And what I'm going to do is line up the middle motherboard standoff with the motherboard. And I did. Now all the other ones will then be lined up. Now we're ready to secure it with the screws that came with the case. We're going to be using this screw right here, just like this. So I'll start with the middle one and we're going to secure all 9 points. So we finished securing 6 of the points. They're circled red. And now we're gonna do the last 3 on top. And those are our final 3 points. And that's it, our motherboard's secure. Now we're ready to install our power supply. I'm gonna get rid of this tie to release all our cables. And when installing our power supply, you wanna make sure that the fan of the power supply is facing down and it's going to go right into here with the fan facing down. Now we're ready to secure it with the 4 screws that came with it. These screws also come with the case. Done, our power supply is installed. Now I'm gonna connect our power supply extension cables. Remember, like I said earlier, this is optional, but looks way better in the front of our PC. We're only gonna be using 3 cables for this build. So the first one is a big 24-pin power cable. So originally this would have hooked up to the motherboard. So instead it's gonna hook up to our extension cable, and then this is gonna hook up to the motherboard instead and be on display in the front. Now we're gonna wanna locate the power cable for our graphics card, and it's gonna be labeled PCI Express. It's an 8-pin cable that's split up 6 plus 2. So we're gonna wanna look at our extension kit and also find an 8-pin that's split like that, 6 plus 2. We're gonna connect the other end of that to the PCI Express cable. Boom. And now this will hook up to our graphics card and it's gonna look awesome. So we're gonna do that twice actually. Now we're gonna do it again. We're gonna connect a second 8-pin for our graphics card because it takes 2 8-pin cables for the juice. So I'm gonna find another PCI Express power cable from the power supply and do the same thing. And done. Now I'm just gonna comb the cables real quick with the included cable combs. All right, guys, well, good job so far. Believe it or not, we're almost done. We are now ready to start connecting the cables. It could be a little intimidating for the first timers. It's very simple. We're gonna break down all our cables into only 3 groups. So the first group of cables is all our power cables, which power things. Our second group of cables is all our case cables, and that connects everything in the case up here to the motherboard, the power button, the USB ports for your audio, for your headphones, for your LED lighting, all that good stuff. And then the third group of cables is our fans and our lighting. All right, guys, let's start with the power supply cables. Okay, first cable we're connecting is the big 24-pin power cable. We want the clip right here to clip back here. So we're gonna line it up straight, and then when it's lined up, push in all the way. Make sure that clip clips, and then you're left with this result. Looks beautiful. Next, let's move it up here. In this location, top left side of our motherboard, is where we're gonna hook up our CPU power cable. Very easy to find. It's labeled CPU. We're gonna plug it in right here to this 8-pin. The clip again needs to clip up here. So we're gonna line it up straight once again and clip it in all the way. Done. Very nice. And that's it for the power cables right now. These are for our graphics card. We're gonna save this for later. All right, moving on to our second group of cables, our case cables. So here we are at the bottom of our motherboard. First cable. Now some cases will have this hurdle. We cannot fit the cable we need through here because the power supply is blocking the clearance. So we're going to unsecure the power supply for now. And now back to where we were, because now we can push the power supply forward and our cable will go through. So first case cable is our HD audio cable. We're gonna plug it into the far left of our board. It only goes in one way. We want the HD audio text to be facing down. As in the HD audio text on the cable we're plugging in, we want that to face down. And there we go. Should look like that. Now next, we're going to be using this tool that came with our motherboard. Not all motherboards come with this tool. I'll explain right now what I mean. So next we are hooking up these little JFP1 cables. They plug into here. Now on some motherboards, you will plug them directly into here. But with this motherboard, it has this unique tool. So we're going to plug in these little cables to this tool, and then we're gonna plug the tool into there. So if we take a closer look, we're gonna see on our left side, power LED. The positive is on the left, and then the negative is on the right side for our power LED. And here we have our power LED, positive on the left side and minus on the right. And we're going to hook it up in there. And there you go, it's in place. Right next to it is our power button. So for that one, we're going to find this which says power switch. And this does not matter what way we put it in. And there we go. Let's flip this around now. And on the far right side, we're going to see HDD. That is this right here, HDD LED. It wants the positive right here on the right side. So let's turn it around. And that arrow right there that we see that is super tiny, that is the positive. So we want that on the right side, right? I just flipped it to get the arrow on the right side. There you go. It's marked right there too, a plus and a minus. So we're gonna go ahead and line it up accordingly. And that's it, guys. A little tedious, but very simple process. And now this is going to hook up like this with the cables on the left side right into here, guys. There is this fan in our way, but we're still going to be able to make it work. So I'm just gonna line it up straight. I'm using fingers in both of my hands here to line it up good. And once I have it lined it up, I'm gonna push in straight into there, have it go in all the way. And there it is, it's in. Remember, guys, line it up straight first and then push it in. Don't push it in at an angle without you lining it up, because then you're gonna bend pins. Now, right above what we just did, our JFP1 cables, is our final case cable. We're going to plug it in right here. This is our USB 3 cable. Now, if we take a closer look at it, it has a hump on one of the sides. So here I have it with the hump facing us. Again, first, line it up straight. There we go. And then push it in all the way. And there we go, guys. That's all our case cables. Can you believe how simple that was? That was fast. Done with the case cables, but remember, don't forget to resecure your power supply. Okay, third group of cables, our fans and our lighting. We're about to hook up all 5 fans of the case to the motherboard, as well as the lighting of the fans to the motherboard. And then our create ARGB LED strip, totally optional, but adds a lot of splash of light inside of your build, and it's fully customizable. Okay, the fans first, let's do it. Let's go to the back of here. So here's our fan controller at the back of our case. All the fans and the lighting of the fans are connected to our fan controller. Here are the cables of the fan controller. First, we need to give the fan controller power. That is through SATA. We're going to locate the SATA power cable from our power supply and plug it in. There, the fan controller now has power. Next are these 2 cables. This cable is going to connect all the fans that are connected to the controller to the motherboard. And this cable is a 3-pin RGB cable. It's going to hook up all the lighting of the fans to the motherboard. Let's get this tie loose and plug in the fans first. Back to the front of the case. All right, so we're going to go to the bottom of our motherboard. We're going to hook it up to a system fan header, which is right there. Cable goes in one way with these 2 humps facing down, and it should look like that, guys. Nice and secure. Now, right next to it on the left side, we have ourselves a 3-pin RGB header right here. Hopefully I can squeeze this one through, and nope. You already know what I'm gonna do. Move the power supply forward and then resecure it again. All right, power supply unscrewed, pushing that forward. And this cable only goes in one way, into the 3-pin. You just have to line up the 3 pins correctly. The single pin is on the right and the 2 other ones are on the left. All right, very nice. All right, guys, now I'm gonna install the RGB LED strips real quick. We're gonna put one up here and then one on the side right here. I'll put a link to a video on how to install these in the video description. This computer's coming out nice, guys. I've never had a worked with an AMD card that was like a white and 3 fan. Oh, and that AMD 3D CPU, man, it's gonna be awesome. And resecure our power supply again. All right, guys, next, we're gonna install our graphics card, this awesome RX 7800 XT. Here we go. First, we gotta make room for this guy. He's gonna be going into the 1st and 2nd slots, so we need to remove the brackets on the 2nd and 3rd slots. Now, undo this thing right here. Slide it back. Next, we're gonna get the lever of our PCI slot and push it back. Then we're gonna line up our card with the PCI slot. And once it's in there, lined up, we're gonna push it in. And that lever will clip back up. Now we are going to secure our card. All right, and the final step is giving this bad boy some juice. I'm wiring the 2 PCI 8-pin power cables through the bottom of the case right here. Bit of a tight squeeze, but we're doing it, Be careful not to unplug our JFP1 cable. Okay, here they are. So let's plug in the first one. All right, you don't want these cables to be touching like the fan, right? Because then it's gonna make noise and stop the fan. That's not good. We did not do that, but just letting you know because it is very close. All right, and now we going to clean up these cables with the combs. I push the cables back a little bit so they can be higher right here and they won't be so close to the fan. We're done, guys. Now I'm going to install the Funko Pop and do cable management. Cue the time lapse. So you want to make sure you undo all these ties, guys, because these are metal and they could touch the board and you don't want to run a risk of shorting anything. So yeah, get rid of all these little metal ties. All right, guys, let's get the lights off. All right, guys, the lights are off. First boot up time. Get the power in, and it's alive. And the lights are on, guys. I had to press the LED button up here. This is how I change the lighting of the fans in the front, just like that. Okay, I'll leave it on that color for now. Looks pretty cool, guys. That does light up. That's cool. We can probably change that to another color once we get the software installed. The RAM sticks are on, the fans are on, the RGB LED strips are on. Now let's do the final peel. Yeah, and there you go. It's like the glass is not even there. Look at how clean this looks, guys. Look at that heat sink, the Hello Kitty Funko on her surfboard, that awesome white colorway, RX 7800X. This build came out awesome, guys. If you're following along, congratulations. Now we need to install Windows 11, the operating system from a USB flash drive, and the drivers. I made a video tutorial on how to install Windows 11 from a USB flash drive for free. That video is linked in the video description. And then I'll also link a video down below onto how to install the drivers after you're done building your PC. All right, guys, all that's left now is to put this build to the test. We're gonna frag it up in a bit, but remember, all parts for this build are linked in the video description. And also, we got more build guides coming up, but comment down below what kind of combination you'd like to see as far as what graphics card with what CPU you guys would be interested in seeing, and the other budgets. Remember, we've done tons of build guides with higher budgets and lower budgets, so check out the past build guides as well. All right, guys, let's frag it up. Alright guys, settings for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 multiplayer. 1440p resolution, here are these settings right here. For the quality, we put it on the balance preset, and here is everything else. And for the FOV, to the max 120. Let's do it. Up here. You're lucky, man, you're lucky. Ah! Range, boy. Oh my god. Got him. Oh, fudge. Later, sucker! Woo! Look at this guy. Doesn't have a clue. Oh my god, these guys really don't know what's going on, do they? Ah! Later. Yeah, that's how we do it, boys. Woo! That was intense. Non-stop action right there. Settings for Warzone 2, 1440p resolution. Here are the quality settings for this. And once again, the view, 120. Here we go. Shoot! Yeah, I was surprised with the performance though. We hit over 200. We were at 240 FPS. That's awesome. On Warzone 2, super smooth gameplay. All right, next game. All right, guys, time for some Counter-Strike 2. 1440p resolution, 240 hertz. It has this setting now. Advanced video. Here it is. Let's jump into it. Here we go. Bruh.
Hi, how are you?
Got you. Get the chickies, get the chickies. Oh, shoot! Ooh, right in the face. Fudge. We got, oh, we really weren't that far behind. Performance is really good, guys. Surprisingly, CS2, Counter-Strike 2, a lot more demanding than I thought it was going to be. Playing at 1440p res, and we got 360. I was expecting like a billion. We're covered 1440p, 360 hertz monitor. Performance is pretty good. It's a fun game. Next one. Settings for Fortnite. 1440p resolution on performance mode. Let's do this. Finally. What the heck did I just do? Oh my goodness! The performance was crazy though. We're over 360 FPS. Shouldn't need more than that. Next game. Alright guys, so now we're going to be checking out Arc Ascended. This is a newly released title. Here are the settings we're going to be rocking. 1440p resolution at the resolution scale of 64, which is what it sets it to default. And I'm going to go ahead and leave it there because this game is very demanding. We are only getting 50 FPS right now, so close to 60. It is playable. This is pretty crazy. The GPU utilization is at 100% too. So our Ryzen processor is definitely performing how we want it to. The temps are great. Everything's working how it should. Now I don't really play these type of games. Newly released, popular game. A lot of people play it. So I knew I had to pick it up to show you guys how it would perform. We are playing at 1440p as I said, but definitely nowhere near 240 FPS for this title. This game looks really pretty though, and it sounds great. Some bird. Alright, when we hop in the water, FPS only rises. Got the little fishies. Alright guys, let's give 1080p a try now. Yeah, it performs a lot better at 1080p. Not that 1440p was unplayable, like I could still play. Alright, remember what they taught us? You gotta run sideways because they can't turn like us. See, it worked. Definitely playable. Looks pretty. Alright, next game.
Alright guys, now we're testing out Rust. Settings we're going to be using this 1440p, and here are the graphics settings. Look, I'm just going to tell you straight up, I've never seen performance this amazing in Rust, and honestly the only reason why it's performing this amazing is because the Ryzen 3D CPU. 200 FPS in Rust, like wow. That's really good. I'm just gonna steal my kill like that. I've never hit 200 FPS in any other build on Rust, but it has just really good Rust performance. Alright, let's see if we can pick up some kills. This guy's one shot now. There he goes. Once, twice, and he's one shot. What? 4 shots? Alright, we're gonna win ourselves one more duel, and then we'll move on to the next game. He's one shot. And no, he's not. He's 4 shots. Huh? What? Oh my goodness, dude. There we go. Next game. Settings for Apex Legends. 1440p resolution, max FOV at 110. Here are the rest of the settings. Let's do it. Here we go. What the? You think I wasn't gonna notice you? Oh my god, I choked. Oh, we're in second place. Nice. Oh, we got lucky right there. No, we were so close. Well, performance was great. It was locked at 300 FPS. Next game. Settings for Cyberpunk 2077, 1440p resolution. Here are the graphic settings. Let's do it.
Thinking you were the one to call?
Oh, what? Sucker punched me.
Rat him up. Unhand me now before I...
Drift.
Gotta get this done. Oh yeah. They look dead.
They have a lot of health, but they also don't know how to shoot.
Oh, good. Let's go.
How are you still alive? Come on, boys, let's boogie. Take that, bro. They are warriors, dude. Oh my goodness, dude, just die, bro. Woohoo! I think we did it. Yeah. All right. Well, 1440p Cyberpunk performs great. Next game. Alright guys, next Rainbow Six Siege. We're playing at 1440p resolution. I'm gonna be playing my first ranked match in a minute. I haven't played Siege in quite a while. So we have it at max FOV 90, and here are the graphic settings. Let's do it. Yo, what up guys?
Hello.
What's up, man?
And I made my choice, wanna see what's going on. I'll be there at the after party. Show up looking like a song.
Fudge, man. I'm getting 450 FPS. Is that a lot?
I'm getting barely 100 though. I got a 1050.
No, you don't. Oh, all the way in the back. Oh my god, that guy killed 4 people that round, dude. We totally threw it. Oh, bro.
My bad.
Oh my, dude, that guy just got destroyed, man. Oh, 360 no scope. Oh, nice lag clutch. What? Where's the rest of the homies? Where am I? Oh, what? It kicked me out again at the end, guys. What the heck? Siege performance was amazing, though. Although the servers are just dying right now. Next game. Alright guys, Halo Infinite. 1440p resolution, 90 FOV. Here are the rest of the settings. Medium graphic settings preset. And we're gonna try out the new Halo 3 refuel playlist. So we're about to play on an old school Halo 3 map remade on Infinite's Forge. Let's do it. Here we go. Team Slayer, baby. Here we go. Oh, there you are. That's right, Plum. Dude. You really think I'm... Yeah, you thought, Plum. That's right, baby. Nice. I'll bring it home. Nice. Woo! All right, we're at 99% utilization the whole match. All right, guys, that's a wrap for this one. Thanks for watching till the end. I appreciate all you guys' support. Stay tuned for the future build guides. We have a lot of them upcoming. Comment down below what you guys want to see next. Also, check out creatorhq.com. We're running a sale on all our tees. $30 free shipping. All right, guys, catch you guys in the next one. Peace.